Hello and welcome to our Busy webinar today. This is Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so much for joining me. We are covering landing more sales today. Excuse my minor detail here for the folks that didn't hear us for the first minute. We had a brief technical issue and that's all resolved. So we'll start over right here. Hi, I'm Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb and welcome to Landing More Sales, our Busy webinar on how to bring in business with online marketing. If you are looking at how to ask questions during this event, go to the website. And from that website, you'll be able to click on the page that you're watching this video live from, and you can actually click and go into the event by clicking on the Google Plus page link. And then from there, you'll get into this place or this space, and you'll be able to click the green button for Ask a New Question. So if you do have questions during the event, that's the way to ask them. And delighted to have you with us, and let's get right down to business. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? First, we're going to go through a little bit about BizzyWeb, who we are and what we do. We're going to make that very short because we want to get right into how to land more sales using online marketing. We're going to talk about how to get your marketing set up with an online marketing primer, and then we're going to go up with website basics, how to write for the web, search engine optimization, and social media tools that you can use, including a brief overview of Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google+, so that you know how to write for each of those networks in order to bring in more sales. We'll finalize, and during the event, we'll wrap up with a little bit of Q&A. And so if you do have those questions, either log them in by going to the Q&A tool in the Hangout, or simply hang on to those until the end and fire them away. What we do at BizzyWeb is we're an online marketing agency specialized in WordPress-powered web design, and we integrate our web design into all facets of your websites and online marketing, so that when you publish with a BizzyWeb-powered website, that active publishing also posts your updates to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and more. We also do search engine optimization, email marketing, pay-per-click advertising, and hosting through our Buzz Builders marketing programs. And of course, we set up social media accounts like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and more, so that you can get your sales going immediately. You know, it's an often said tripe in marketing that you can have things done well, fast, or cheap, and you get to pick two. Well, we help you expedite. We're not exactly cheap, but we aren't expensive either for what you get. And we look at this as an investment in your online marketing. What we help our clients do is really build marketing machines to drive traffic to your clients and to drive traffic to get you sales. So let's talk about online marketing. There's a few rules of thumb that I wanted to cover inside all marketing, and those include: don't sell as much as help when you're doing marketing, especially in social media, because no one likes to be sold to. And the act of selling, you really should be focusing on providing solutions and providing windows to your solutions when you meet with your clients. So less selling and more helping. And instead of trying to get people to do something or to take some action or to buy something, really focus on your customers' needs and try to be as helpful as possible. In the whole giver's gain philosophy, the more you help people, the more people will beat a path to your door. And so the more you can make it clear that you can help and that you are the resource that your clients need to go to whenever you want to connect with them, the better you're going to be. Inside of that, however, you do need to have a clear call to action. Everything that you do, every post that you make, every website page that you publish, you should have at least one, ideally as many as three for the top, middle, and bottom, calls to action. Tell people what you expect them to do and give them some next step to take with everything that you publish. So when you're publishing things, a simple click here, subscribe to our newsletter, follow us on Facebook, stop by today, give us a call, send us an email, whatever it makes the most sense for you to encourage your clients to do for that marketing is what you should be focusing on. But always give them at least something to do. And then the 4 stages of marketing, in my opinion, are these: engage, inform, capture, and convert. And engage means to reach out to your clients, to be connected, to show them that you really understand their needs, to be entertaining, to reach out and to really share details on who you are and what you do and why they should care. The old adage that if you've heard these before, you've probably heard me say, if you're selling drill bits, you're not actually selling drill bits, you're selling holes. And so what type of a hole do you fill for your customer? Inside of engaging or after engaging, you also need to inform your clients by sharing with them details, information that helps them understand how to take the next step with you, or simply shares that you know something that they don't. You are an expert in your field because you know more than the people that you're selling to. So share some of those insider tips. Share with them the ways to make their lives easier inside of your job or inside of your service. Share with them what you know or details that you get access to that someone that's outside of your field doesn't necessarily have access to, whether it's a marketing report or some side of insider information that will help make their lives easier. The entire point is to inform and to prove to them that you are the professional that they're looking for. Inside of all that, with your calls to action, you need to capture their information. And whether that's a registration for a website, having them call you, whether it's a contact us form, whether it's having them stop by or turn up for an event, you want to capture them so that you can continue to engage and inform them until you convert them into whatever you want them to be, whether it's a customer, whether it's an attendee, whether it's a referral partner. You want to engage, inform, capture, and then convert your clients into customers. So, starting with websites, what do you really need to do in order to land more sales using your site? Well, first, it's important to understand that your website is absolutely the hub that everyone else or that everything else centers on. It's where people look for you first, and even if they happen to find you somewhere else, they're going to look at your website as the very next thing. So they're going to Google you. They're going to look for you. They're going to try to find you, and they're going to reach out. If your website is not up to speed and doesn't look professional and engaging, if it doesn't include easy calls to action, any other marketing that you're doing is accelerating the process of them being disappointed in you, or at very least kind of gauging or second guessing their decision to research you. So make sure that you make your website look fantastic. It needs to be mobile responsive, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But you have to make it easy for people to connect with you. If you build your website right, your website will integrate with social media. And so with a simple update to your website, you can auto-post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and more. And so if you do that, your website will help you work smarter, not harder, and actually cover all of your bases on a regular basis. For most of our clients, it's important to update all of your social networks at least once a week to prove that you're connected and engaged. Doing something on your website can take care of all of that for you and free up your time to really start digging in and engaging in social media networks the way they're intended. So you can do some Facebook posts that specifically ask questions or are designed to engage people. You can do some SEO or search engine optimization and make sure that you're able to get found correctly on your website and list yourself and your services appropriately versus your competitors. And you can also use contact forms to build your list. So make sure that you have a form that would encourage people to register for your newsletter, for insider tips, to get access to a white paper perhaps that offers additional value. All of that will help you grow your business by giving them additional entrees into your company and your website. So what is a mobile responsive site? A mobile responsive site allows you to display your site correctly regardless of the device that it's viewed on. We almost all are carrying around mini microcomputers or mini supercomputers in our pockets. You have a phone that does web browsing, and as a matter of fact, up to 80% of people are now browsing primarily and searching for things primarily over mobile devices. It's easy to set up clickable phone numbers, and it helps to minimize scrolling, and especially sideways scrolling, which is a huge no-no in web design, to make sure that people can see and easily navigate your website no matter where they go. Do not include flash on your website. Make sure to label your images. So in case your browsing public has the image images shut off on their browser to save them with bandwidth and perhaps speed up their browsing experience. They can still see what you're trying to communicate. And as of yesterday, April 21st, Google has stopped showing non-mobile friendly websites in mobile search results. So what that means is if your website, if you open it up on your phone and you have to pinch and zoom to see specific content, if it looks like you're looking at your website from 100 feet away when you look at it on your phone, if there's not clickable phone numbers, if there's not easy content on your website that's designed to be scrolled with one thumb, then you're probably not going to be listed on Google mobile search results. And again, up to 80% of people report that they primarily surf or search on their phones first. So you might be seeing a significant dip in your search traffic if you aren't mobile responsive. There's an article on BizzyWeb's blog at bizzyweb.com/blog if you want more information about that and to help test your website for mobile responsiveness. But another easy test is to take your website and open it up on your computer, take the browser window and try to squish it as skinny as it'll go. If your website reconfigures and if your columns stack themselves up, for example, then your website is probably mobile responsive. If, however, your website is simply cut off and you have to scroll sideways in order to view content on your website is not mobile friendly and you're in trouble with Google. Talk to us if you need more help on that, and we'll give you an option to have us help you find more details or make a decision on that at the end of today's presentation. So the 4 steps of effective marketing, we already covered these, but I want to hit them again. About 60% of your content should be designed to engage your clients. Engage by sharing stories, telling anecdotes, sharing images or video. You can entertain and connect with your clients. This is where you say thank you to them. This is where you engage them in conversation. And this is how you grow your business, by being referable and being the person at the cocktail party who is always helpful and informative and has great stories. If you go up to someone at a party and all they're trying to do is sell you whatever they do, you're not going to want to hang out with that person. Same thing goes, especially in social media marketing. And so make sure that you're engaging and accommodating with what you do online. Second, when you inform, you're going to share your knowledge and share what you know that your visitors don't. So if your visitors do not understand something about your business, or if you have frequently asked questions, go ahead and answer those questions inside of your informative posts. And about 20% of the content that you publish should be informative in nature. Capturing, of course, includes all those calls to action. And then the final 10% or 20% of your posts should be to convert. Keep on engaging and informing them until they buy. So, and by this, I don't necessarily mean to say buy now, although sometimes that will be appropriate. It should almost seem like a foregone conclusion when someone opts to select buy. Don't hit them over the head with buy now or 3 days left or whatever. And as a matter of fact, if you're going to do those types of things, I wouldn't make it any more than 1 in 10 posts or 10% that are explicitly designed to engage people and to have them purchase something. Information about your company, asking them to do something so that you can continue to engage and inform them, is perfect as a call to action. So let's land the sale with a call to action. If you're going to get people to take a step, you need to be very, very clear. So if you have clear and simple direction, like click now, buy here, take the next step, register for our newsletter, call us today, stop in tomorrow, all of those things are easy and direct. You need to be very, very clear if you want to grow your business using calls to action. Calls to action can take the form of buttons or flashy titles, that you should also and always have at least some text driving people to your content, in addition to images, just in case they have images turned off on their phones or on their web browser. You can do these at the top, middle, and bottom of every post or page. And so if you're putting things out there, do help I need, or submit a request, or follow us, there's all kinds of calls to action that you can include. Make it stand out, make it very clear, do some different formatting for that particular call to action, and make sure that you have clear links so that people understand when they're clicking on something and how to get there. So once you tell them what to do and give them an easy path, you're going to need to have content in order to back that up. So here's a little bit on writing for the web. First, you need to know your audience. Inside of everything that you do, first think about your company, what you do for your customers better than anyone else, and who your customers are looking for you to be. So if you are the preeminent solution provider for something, make sure that you share that and share why. Now, don't simply go crazy and talk about how important you are. Again, people are more interested in what you can do for them than who you are. So saying that you've been in business for 25 years, that you're very nice guys or gals, and that your goldfish is named Squibbles isn't going to help you near as much as if you just tell them, here's how we can help. Identify their issue and say, we work with folks, or we work with people who are struggling with X. We deliver solutions that are cost-effective and helpful through Y. Make sure that you share that right away on your website, and that you have dedicated landing pages for each type of thing that you help people with. That'll help you with your search engine optimization, so that when people are searching for you, they get to the right page right away. Because if the only page that they can visit is your home page, and then they have to click three additional times in order to get any information, you might lose that customer, and it's actually more likely than not that they will bounce away and your bounce rate will go up. So if someone visits your homepage and then leaves it again without taking any other action, that's called a bounce, and bounce rates are a good sign that something is going wrong with your website. So when you think about your customer, who are you writing for? Write up a customer outline or a marketing persona. Give that favorite customer of yours a fictional name, and conglomerate all of the people that you most enjoy working with into one or two fictional people, and list their hobbies, list what they're looking for from you, list the way that they like to be connected with, list the social media accounts that they visit, and any other personal details that might help you streamline and connect more effectively with your clients. So when you think about who you're trying to reach, as you have a strategy of what you're going to communicate, when you're going to communicate it, how and how often you will reach out to them, that'll help you to gauge and guide where you deliver your content to. I'm going to break for just a second and make sure that there's no questions online. If you do have questions, please make sure to ask us here. But this is a super easy way to reach out. And again, if you're in the event, you can simply click on the Google Plus link. From that Google Plus link, it's going to open up a new window, and then you'll see a little button that says Q&A and Live. If you click on that, it's going to open up, and you'll see this window where you can ask questions. You do have a bunch of viewers already, so I want to make sure that you do have those options to ask those questions. So be sure to not be shy. If you do have questions, that's your time to do it, and we'll set aside a little bit more time at the end to specifically answer any other questions that you have. All right, so you know your audience, you know who you're trying to reach, you know what you're trying to connect with them on. Let's talk about optimizing your content so that it shows up in searches. SEO, or search engine optimization, is the art of getting you to show up better on Google and other search engines, but let's be real, Google has 80% of the search volume traffic anyway. So here's some tips. First, do some research about the content that you're trying to reach out. If you go to trends.google.com or go to the Google keyword tool, and if you want to find information on the keyword tool, just Google keyword tool, and it'll pop right up. It's an AdWords tool that helps clients, or helps their clients, gauge the amount and usage of different keywords. And what you do inside of the keyword tool and inside of Trends is you enter a specific topic, again, knowing what your clients are trying to reach you for. Enter your topic, enter things that you are most likely to see inside of that connection, what you're going to want people to search for, and then also enter your URL of your website, and Google is going to scour your website, look at what you're already talking about, and then it's going to suggest other content that you may want to write about in order to get significant traffic to your website. So don't just load up with keywords, because if you have any more than about 5% of your content specifically containing keywords, so if I said web design is one of the most important things that BizzyWeb does because we're a web design firm that does web design in a web designy kind of way, that keyword density is too high. So don't overdo them, but instead link to other pages and sites, make your content conversational, just write to answer questions, write to entertain, write to engage and inform, and be sure to put the content correctly in your website, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Be sure to also localize, and if you go to Moz Local, that's moz.com/local, you can enter in your information and see how your local directory listings are going for Google+, Yahoo, Bing, Yelp, Foursquare, and much more. And they'll tell you not only what you're missing, but they'll give you simple links to add content where you're missing things. Those local listings are very powerful if you're a local or brick and mortar company, because when people are physically located close to you, you will show up at the top of those search results. So rules of thumb for any content in a website should be your content title, and this is your meta title, your custom document title in some way, in some parlances, should be 60 characters or less. So BizzyWeb, fishing for sales with online marketing. Write a helpful description. Should be 155 characters or less, just a little bit more than you get with a tweet. But if you have a longer title or a longer description than either 60 or 155 or so, what Google will do is simply cut off your content. So if I had fishing for sales with online marketing and email business, Google would probably go email ... and cut off business because I was over 60 characters. And same thing with the description. Maximally customized or search engine optimized article should contain about 300 words or more, and a good publishing tool, especially WordPress, has page and word count right included in the edit window, so you can kind of gauge how far you are. As an easy rule of thumb, 300 words is about 3/4 of a printed page at like single spacing. So it's not a ton of content, but in order to make sure and to prove to Google that you have content that's worthwhile and interesting, 300 words should be about your minimum. Keep your keywords, the key things that you want everyone to know at the beginning. And then again, we talked about the keyword density. So for a 300-word article, 5.5% is about 6-7 times that you should have that keyword or less. You know, if you have that, make sure that you cover your keyword often. You're going to have heading tags like H1, H2, H3 tags that help Google to signify and to learn what you're trying to connect with. Make sure that you give alt tags to your images. That simply tells Google what your images are describing or what your images are illustrating. And that also helps apply to your search engine rank. And one hyperlink should be in there for about every 120 words. So for an optimal article, you want 2 or 3 links per article. And that could be internal to your website, to your Contact Us page, to your Buy Now page, to a subscription form, or it could be outside to a helpful resource that you've found. Your content almost needs to be original, because if you copy and paste things from elsewhere on the web, at a minimum, you're going to annoy your clients, or that your content is going to be duplicated and you're not going to get as much result. But you could also get bagged with plagiarism and copyright infringement charges. So there is such a thing as an Oreo post, and Oreo posts are actually pretty good practice inside of the blogging world, where you offer a description, put a little snippet of content from someone else's website, link to that website, and then give a description or a conclusion that outlines what you think about that excerpted quote And that's fine, but you want to be very careful with it. And even then, sometimes content providers get touchy about that. Usually it's good practice and it's good for SEO if someone's linking to you. So people that understand the web and online marketing are usually okay with getting linked to. But I've even gotten cease and desist notes from content providers that we've commented on their articles on. And it was actually for a glowing article where we said this one particular paragraph was brilliant and we wanted to share that with our clients. Well, they didn't want anybody to share it with them. They created great content, didn't want anybody to see it. So of course we took it down. Meta keywords are something that you can list inside of your content, but you really don't need to worry about them because Google, by and large, ignores them. So let's talk about your social toolbox. I'm going to go through a few social networks, when and how you should use them and why. First up, of course, Facebook. It's the big dog in town. 1.8 billion users, about 200 million in the US. For those taking score at home, that's about 2/3 of the US population. 60% of the people that are in Facebook are female and tend to be adults ages 18 to 29. Facebook tends to be skewing older as folks are sharing pictures and checking in on family. And the younger folks tend to move over to Snapchat or Twitter or simply text each other through other tools. So Facebook still remains the best mass appeal tool. And for maximum effect, just post human stories. Things that are interesting, engaging, things that you would share at that cocktail party or that you would share with your family member when they ask you, so what do you do anyway? So post that stuff up and give some details there. If you want to get really serious about online marketing with Facebook, try advertising or boosting posts. One word of caution, don't spend money generally on getting likes for your page. It's still possible to do, but the edge rank or the likelihood that your post will be seen when you publish something on Facebook has dropped from about 40% 3 or 4 years ago to down to about 3 or 4%. So if you get 10,000 likes on your page, you might only get 30 or 40 or 300 people that'll look at your content. Whereas if you target with advertising, you can reach out to either your fans or friends or specific demographics, including types of people, their age, their lifestyle choices, their hobbies, and their physical locations, and drill out to exactly the people that you're trying to reach with exactly the messages that you're trying to reach, and always have them go to a landing page designed exactly for them if you're trying to do well with your content. And images and videos are fantastic for EdRank for getting seen. Generally, the more people share or connect or look at images when they visit or when they're exposed to your content, the better you're going to show up. Images and videos are brilliant for that. One word of caution with images, make sure that you compress them and that there's nothing too racy inside of that. And then with videos, realize that with videos, you're probably not going to have the audio active on that video because inside of the timeline, Facebook doesn't show the audio for any videos unless you explicitly click on that video for more information. So if you're simply scrolling in your timeline, you'll see a video and you'll see the movement. So it's important to have right up front something interesting and engaging to keep them watching, and then to not necessarily rely on audio to deliver your message. Make sure that you have subtitles, captions, headers, or some other type of text if you're trying to convey specific imagery. And then always make sure to include a call to action at the end of your video. So, business tactics for Facebook: search and listen. Find your clients, find your best referral partners, the people are most likely to refer business to you, and use those insights that are available as a page owner to know if your content is working. You're going to see over time certain posts are going to have a lot of engagement and interaction, and some posts are just going to kind of fall flat. With the ones that fall flat, you're going to want to reorganize your tactics and try something else. And with the ones that are really working, keep doing more of that. Follow and like your customers, your prospects, your referral partners, connect up with industry leaders and experts, and just make sure that you're creating content for your customer. The more that you write for them, the more that you try to help them, the more helpful and informative you can be in your online marketing, the better you're going to be. Remember to engage. and ask questions and thank your fans. Twitter. So with Twitter, there's about 271 million active users. Most of those are tending toward urban folks. 78% tend to be mobile. There's a new look that's more Facebooky now. And so if you haven't looked at your Facebook feed or your Twitter feed in a while, take a look at it and make sure that everything still looks good, because now your imagery is square and you have the ability to put a nice, brilliant image all the way across the top, a banner image for your Twitter account. There's also more information and more ability to focus on photos and videos in Twitter. And so if you look at this, you can see, here's the photos and videos. That's a zoom out from here. Right from my Twitter feed, you can see the information about BizzyWeb and then images and videos that we've shared inside of our timeline. So that's a quick and easy way to engage with your clients that find you on Twitter. For Twitter tips, again, use a custom header, use hashtags and follow trending topics, and add your thoughts. Share news and helpful content. Keep it interesting. This is the stream of consciousness stuff. You can post as many times as you want on Twitter, with a minimum of about once a week, of course. Ideally, if you're doing Twitter for real, you should be posting probably at least once a day so that people can keep up with your content. Realize that your content has a ton of competition on Twitter. So if you really want someone to see something, you might want to tweet 5 or 6 times about it leading up to your event, and perhaps even 5 or 6 times per day. So as you're looking at that, include your Twitter ID and your Facebook page ID and all of your social accounts on your business cards, on your ads, on your postcards, on your stationery. Give people as many entrees to find you as humanly possible. For power user tips, there are some keyboard shortcuts, and they're listed here. If you'd like those, send me a note, and I'll send you a list of those keyboard shortcuts. And then also look for trending topics. You can search by trending topics locally, or you can search anywhere in the world as far as countries to drill down a little bit to see what's happening nearby. So if you're visiting someone or trying to reach someone in a different country, posting content that's connected with them can be helpful. LinkedIn, the corporate network, has 300 million users or so. It's best for professionals and executives and trying to reach great referral partners for you and your business. So even if you're a B2B company that sells ice cream cones or maybe you're a dentist, you're going to want to reach out to people that can refer business to you. And so connecting with pediatricians as a dentist, or if you're an orthodontist, reaching out to dentists would be a great way to get additional business using LinkedIn. Make those connections, drill them down, but remember that it all comes down to your company page. So if you haven't set up a company page by going to linkedin.com/company, take some time, spend a little bit of effort, and put together a page that shares your story, and then update that page regularly so that people can see that. It's almost like a secondary website for you and your company that's searchable by Google and that gives you easy and consistent content. If you Google BizzyWeb, you'll see our Facebook page, our LinkedIn page, our Twitter account, our Pinterest page, all from that first page. That's because we take some time and put them in there, and we've spent some time drilling down. Speaking of drilling down, you can also do showcase pages, which are like sub-pages of company pages, but they have their own unique URL, and while they're housed underneath your content, you can focus on specific parts of what you do. So BizzyWeb, for example, has a subpage for our Buzz Builders programs, and we publish content related to social media and online marketing inside of our Buzz Builders page on LinkedIn. So that's an easy way to make and take good advantage of LinkedIn. Another thing that I've noticed lately is the more you post and use LinkedIn's own publishing platform, the better your results are going to be. You can have your website automatically post to your company page and showcase pages, but taking a little bit of extra time and reposting that in LinkedIn's publishing platform has had some really amazing results for some of our clients. Any questions? I'm just going to quick over here. What is a meta keyword, says Shamsia Quarashi. And Shamsia, I hope that that I got your name right. So thank you very much for the question. A meta keyword is something that Google looks at to find your content. So for example, if I go into this page, and let me refresh this to make sure that I've got access into the page. A meta keyword would be like Google Plus and in this place, or landing more sales, or online marketing. We have links to our Bizzy webinars and our YouTube channel here. It's just the content that's most often referred to inside of your content, and it's what people would be typing into Google to find you. Again, you don't need to focus on meta keywords mechanically in your posts. You used to be able to say meta name equals keyword and then list all the keywords that you wanted to get found for. But today, Google largely ignores those. So having keywords written into your content is important, but specifically labeling them as keywords doesn't do you any good anymore. Thank you, Shamsia. So let's go on and talk about Google+. So with Google+, this is really Google's answer to Facebook and really Google's answer to the way they want the web to work. Google has 540 million active users. Really what that means is that they've taken their massively successful Gmail network and they've encouraged people to join their Google Plus, and only about 5 or 10% of the people that have joined Google Plus are actually active. So it might seem like it's not a worthwhile tool to take advantage of, but where Google Plus really excels is in the ability that Google can give you to help you rank better on Google using Google Plus. Anytime you publish content on your Google Plus page, and if you link back to your website with that content, that's what Google calls a spark. And inside of Google Plus, that's a big indicator as far as Google is concerned on the quality score of that content. And so it's a great way to help you rise up and get searched, or get listed higher in Google search results. People that are active tend to be mail and tech savvy, and there's a lot of really neat tools that are available inside of Google's network. You're actually looking at a Google Hangout right now, and it's easy and dead simple, and as a matter of fact, to share content via Google Hangouts. So if you use Hangouts, you can do video chat, and you can chat with up to 15 people. Or if you'd like to broadcast your information to an unlimited amount of people, you can do that via a Google Hangout on Air. The mechanics of Google Hangout on Air include just setting up a Hangout like you normally would. You do have to select it from inside of a business page. And once you do that, you can easily connect with that content by simply broadcasting it and embedding that content on a website. So most folks have clicked right onto BizzyWeb's homepage and going into our article. And so from that article, you can see, let me find my mouse here, you can see that this is our embedded Hangout. So if you were to click on play on this, this is actually the live event right now. And if you go into this account, of course, you can still ask those questions. So, but that's easy, and it's embeddable by just adding the link to that article inside of your WordPress website, or adding the embed code inside of your content that you get when you set up a Google Hangout. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a little bit weird here, and I'm going to share with you. This is the Hangout. The window's all weird because I can see you. But if I wanted to embed, all I need to do is grab the video embed code, copy that code, and put it on my website, and I'm up and rolling. So that's as easy as Google Hangouts are to connect and engage with people. So in summary, in wrapping up, remember that you can do all of this. All of this is easy. And if you connect up and if you reach out with the right people, it's really simple to find the right clients, to engage, inform, capture, and convert them into customers using proper web tools. If you'd like help with that, BizzyWeb does web design. We build all of our websites to seamlessly integrate with social media so you can work smarter and not harder. If you already have a WordPress website, we also do hosting, and that includes support, adding security hardening to your website, training, and backing up your plugins and your entire website to protect you against calamity. And if you have a website that you're relying on to do your business, if you don't have backups, you're running very dangerously. So please get a hold of someone for that. And of course, we do online marketing. BizzyWeb is proud to announce that we are now Constant Contact Master Certified, and we share that distinction with only 100 other people or other companies in the entire world. And so we found that news out yesterday. And so we're incredibly excited about that. We tie in things like email marketing, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and content writing into services for our customers designed to drive more sales. Finally, remember to join us every Wednesday. And we do webinars every Wednesday from noon to 1 coming up on our events calendar, which you can get to by going to BizzyWeb.com/events, or once you're at our homepage, simply opening up the events page. And you'll see that this week we have one more event. We're actually doing a SCORE webinar on newsletters and announcements. And then next Monday, we actually have an amazing event with Kevin Donlin, who is a referral partner of ours, on Marketing Secrets Revealed, 10 ways to earn more and work less. This is a paid event. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, but it's going to be worth every penny. And then we're going to have an open day on Tuesday, and then coming in to the SCORE presentation in St. Paul. So if you're in the St. Paul area, dial in for that and find details on our website. And then we're getting to the why with our Bizzy webinar next week on the 29th. We're meeting with the Twin West Chamber of Commerce, and we've got a SCORE South Metro presentation on announcements featuring email and social engagement, all coming up in the next couple of weeks. So dial in and keep up with us that way. And finally, especially if you have questions or concerns about your mobile responsiveness and your search engine optimization, how you're driving sales to your website or to your company from your online marketing, fill out a Buzz Report request form at BizzyWeb.com/buzz. These are the questions that you'll be asked. From there, we are going to take your form and develop a custom report that's going to outline your next steps and what you can do to succeed better in online marketing. This is a free service to you. It's a 20-page report, and a lot of folks use this. I wish everyone that attended our webinars would take advantage of this, because it's just a fantastic service that we spend a fair amount of money to support and to make sure that our clients get access to it. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. I'm going to stop my screen sharing and actually share up me so you can see me. And I'll finalize this out by saying thank you very much for attending our Bizzy webinars. We'll see you next week at our Bizzy webinars from noon to 1. And again, thank you for helping out and hanging out with BizzyWeb, where we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great week.